Hi there, everyone. This is Classier speaking. Uh, Today I'm gonna tell you about the story of Mr. Hobbs Playhouse was in the '90s. This is audio only, so just listen, don't watch. Our story takes place at March 15th, 1995. A mysterious man approached the CEO of the Sega headquarters. His name was Ken Kaito, and he wanted Sega a request. He requested about a game about a girl being chased by a giant evil rabbit, a toy rabbit. Sega agreed on that idea, so they worked on the project. But they needed some characters. Ruby's first design looked like a baby, so Sega didn't like that. And Mr. Hobbs looked like Bugs Bunny from Looney Tunes. So Sega decided to change Ruby's age and change Mr. Hobbs' body style. And on March 25th, 1995, the first ever Mr. Hobbs Playhouse was born. And when they sold them, it was a success. Sega earned tons of money because of that famous game. By March 5th, 1997, Sega was really getting bored, so he asked Kaito to make a new game, probably a prequel to Mr. Hobbs Playhouse 1. So he decided to make a younger version of the grandma Nana called Esther. So he gave her iconic violet color. Not only Esther, but he added more characters like Isaac, the one blue, Molly, the one pink, Billy, the one green, and Dee, the one pink. Probably add an abusive character called Miss Beverly. They also designed new monsters like Mr. Stripes and Miss Bow. And the main villain, the Entity. He looks like the devil. Fingers crossed, Sega said. I hope this will be better than the first game on the Sega Genesis, Mr. Hobbs Playhouse. So he decided to download it on the Sega Genesis again. It'll be the last game on the Sega Genesis. And when he released it, it was a success. People liked Esther's iconic color, the horror, the story, everything. Sega was relieved that he earned tons and tons of money again. But on February 16, 1998, Sega was getting really bored. He wanted to make a new arcade machine. So Sega decided to make an arcade machine about Esther, Isaac, Molly, and Ruby trying to escape the Black Lives Matter and trying to get away from the evil trio, also known as the toys. The game was going to be called Mr. Hobbs Playhouse Manor Escape. He sent those arcade machines around the United States. And just like that, everyone liked it. June 1st, 1999, Sega was proud of his projects. He wanted to make a new game, the best one. It will be about Ruby and Esther trying to escape the underworld and defeat the Entity. It will be called Mr. Hobbs Playhouse 3. It will be on the PS1. He will add new monsters, new physics and stuff, and more. They also made Esther's new form called Ascendant Esther. She looks like a Super Saiyan but with white hair. He came up with many good catchphrases and many good lines for the new game that will be released in June 15th, 1999. But when Sega released them around the United States, it was so good. Sega earned billions and billions of dollars because of the good lines and epic fights. It became famous all around the world. It was so great that Sega made plushies, mugs, t-shirts, food, and so much more. It was such an ironic game. So good that it referenced in TV shows and video games, and even comic books. In the year 2000, Sega released a cereal called Esther Cereal. It will be a breakfast sugar cereal that had crunchy Esther heads. And when he released them, it was yummy. Between 2001 and 2003, Sega released Mr. House Playhouse 1 the movie and Mr. House Playhouse 2 the movie. It was just like the story from the video games. In 2004, Sega released a Mr. House Playhouse TV show. It was going to be different. It was going to be funny and hilarious, similar to Looney Tunes. The entity had to capture Esther as fast as it could. So you made Mr. Hobbs, Miss Stripes, and Miss Bo hunt down Esther. During 2006, Sega released a Mr. Hobbs Playhouse 3 movie. It was good as the other life movie. So Sega was getting bored after that movie was released, so he made a small game called Mr. Hobbs Playhouse Hunting Hour. It was a pretty fun game. But then until the next year, Sega was getting bored again. He had to release something, a new game, until he had an idea. So he made a game about all the Mr. Haas Playhouse games mixed together called Mr. Haas Playhouse Madness Collection. Kids won't have to worry about buying new Mr. Haas Playhouse games. Then we move on to the 2010s. People make reviews about how good Mr. Haas Playhouse 3 was. People made funny animations, plush videos, and more social media. However, she didn't appear in Mario and Sonic Olympics because Sega didn't want 3 games all at the same time. But in 2019, this guy named Moonbit made remake versions of Mr. Haas Playhouse, the original Mr. Haas Playhouse. He gave him new designs, he made the characters scarier and stuff, and even more. Then he decided to remake more after that. 2021, Mr. Haas Playhouse 2, 2023, Mr. Haas Playhouse 3, 2024, Mr. Haas Playhouse Hunting Hour. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you something. The reason why Mr. Haas Playhouse 3 because of the music. So Moobit remakes the Mr. Haas Playhouse 3 music to make it better. However, this is a fictional story, so this is not real. We can always honor our famous video game, Mr. Hobbs Playhouse. That's the end of the video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content.